Thomas and Friends, the 80th anniversary. This year marks 80 years since the start of the Railway series. It's been a long time, yeah. Now, if it seems like I'm just rambling on, it's because this video is unscripted. So, This year marks 80 years since the Reverend W. Awdry published his book, The Three Railway Engines. Now, wrong way. But we are not going to talk about the history of it all today, as that would be way out of my time schedule. And as said before, I'm having trouble for video ideas. So I'm making this video to have a look at what the 80th has to offer, such as toys, media releases, etc. First, we'll start with the toys. Tomy Trackmaster. The Japanese toy line Tomy have released a railway series styled Thomas with an Annie and Clarabelle, as seen in the picture. Trackmaster, also known as Motorized, is revamping their style with all new tooling except Gordon, and a set called Load and Launch Barrel Delivery Set. I know, sounds rubbish. Now, the Gordon, it reused tooling from the All Engines Go model, which is why it's so disproportionate. Now, they're also Take and Play is making a comeback with, if you look at the bottom, you'll see the Henry and the James with all new side rods and new designs. Now, these engines are trying to make them look more realistic, even though they're not really. I mean, the Thomas, Percy, and Nia Duck looks spectacular, although the duck face is a bit off. But with some of them, they have variants called the classic versions, where they have painted running boards, whereas the standard versions do not, for some apparent reason. And the rolling stock is really disproportionate and all, although the trucks, they look quite good. And Percy's mail car looks good as well. Now, there is a talking version of the Thomas coming out with an actual light as well. So, something to look forward to. This range is the first of the Trackmaster ranges to ever release Duck since 2009, I believe. With Tomy releasing it in hang on, let me grab my one. In 1997, which is quite a while ago. Right. The model companies. Bachmann are releasing their own take on the RWS Thomas, which is not the best looking. They could have done better. I mean, silver buffers look lovely, but they could have at least done a new face, done different paint on it, but it's just a standard model with changed buffers, and that, well, changed that as far as I know. And Lionel have made a boxcar. Yeah. So, media releases. As guessed by most of the Thomas community, the original 1983 Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends pilot episode has been dug out of the Mattel archives and put back together, with it being reorchestrated and never heard before narration from Ringo Starr, and I'm going to play it here. The pilot episode can be found on the official Thomas and Friends YouTube channel. Enjoy.
One day, Thomas was at the junction when Gordon shuffled in with some trucks. remarked Thomas. "What a funny smell." "Can you smell a smell?" "I can't smell a smell," said Annie. "A funny, musty sort of smell," said Thomas. "No one noticed it till you did," grunted Gordon. "It must be yours." "Annie, Clarabel, do you know what I think it is?" "It's ditch water." Before Gordon could answer, Thomas puffed away. Annie and Clarabel could hardly believe their ears. "That was funny, that was funny," he chuckled. He felt very pleased with himself. Annie and Clarabel were deeply shocked. They had great respect for Gordon, the big engine. Thomas left the coaches at the station and went off to a mine for some trucks. Long ago, miners digging for lead had made tunnels under the ground. Though strong enough to hold up trucks, their roofs could not bear the weight of engines. Silly old board, he thought. He had often tried to pass it and he had never succeeded. But this morning he had made a plan. He had to push the empty trucks into one siding and pull out full ones from another. "Come on," waved the fireman. The driver leaned out of the cab to see where they were going. "Now," said Thomas to himself. "Hurrah," laughed Thomas, and he followed the trucks into the siding. "Stupid old board," said Thomas. "There's no danger, there's no danger." "Look out," shouted his driver. "Come back." "Fire and smoke," said Thomas. "I'm sunk." And he was. Thomas could just see out of the hole, but he couldn't move. "Oh dear," he said, "I am a silly engine. And a very naughty one, too." "I saw you," said the fat controller. "Please get me out. I won't be naughty again." "I'm not sure," replied the fat controller. "We can't lift you out with the crane. The ground's not firm enough." Let me see. I wonder if Gordon could pull you out." "Yes, sir," said Thomas nervously, but he didn't really want to meet Gordon just yet. "Down a mine, is he? Ho, ho, ho," laughed Gordon. "What a jokey chortle, puffing to the rescue. Poof, poof, little Thomas. We'll have you out in a couple of puffs." Strong cables were fastened between the two engines. "Are you ready?" "Heave," called the fat controller. It was a lot harder than they all thought. But at last he was free. "I'm sorry I was cheeky," said Thomas. "That's all right, Thomas. You made me laugh." "I'm in disgrace," Gordon went on pathetically. "I feel very low." "I'm in disgrace too," said Thomas. "Why, so you are, Thomas. We're both in disgrace." "Shall we form an alliance? An ally? What was it?" asked Thomas. "An alliance, Thomas. United we stand, together we fall," said Gordon grandly. "Right you are," said Thomas. "Good, that's settled," mumbled Gordon. And buffer to buffer, the allies puffed home.
And that was The Amazing Pilot. Now, I do believe that to be better than the other one, this one. But they're both good. They're both really good. It's amazing. After 40 years, we get to see this. Wow. Now, I know I haven't done a tutorial in ages, so here's my engine build list for what I'm going to be doing as of now. 16, rebuild Donald and Douglas, Ned, Ashima, Nia, Dexter, Gustavo, Noor Jahan, Duke, Freddy, Green Narrow Gauge coaches, rebuild Percy, Norman, rebuild Gordon, Red Express coaches, Knapford Station, Marcia, Shankar, Paint Splattered Thomas, Captain, Misty Island Long Trucks, Frankie, rebuild Duck, Sonny, Logan, Smudger, Flynn, Brenda, Philip, Toad, Flora, Duchess, Old Slow Coach, Ned, Darcy, Kenji, the Flying Scotsman, and Red Rosie. Those are so far what I've got to build. 16 will be the next. These are in order of what I should be releasing them. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I will be trying to get more videos out more often. And should I do lives even though the quality was bad on the first one? Answer in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye!